good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Francine, and this is my channel, The Hermetic Herald, and I'm here for another channeled message and also a tarot reading for a celebrity, or rather two. So I recently saw in the news and felt like I could bring some clarity and some light to the situation between Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey. And so I wanted to come on here because I found out about it about like 2 hours ago. So this is at like 3:25, just for accounting the time and dates. And it's also August 26th of 2023. So the 26th. And I'd like to just touch base with their energies. I'd like to see 6 things. I'd like to find out what the state of their relationship is right now, what they're bringing to the relationship respectively. I'll put Marjorie on the right here and then Steve on the left. What is the potential for them together as partners going forward? And also, what lessons are they learning throughout the relationship, and what should they pay close attention to? I also will ask straight up. That's hilarious. That's my baby with my boyfriend. That's so funny. So I wanted to also touch base on whether it actually happened. Were the allegations and the rumors true? I'd like to just touch base on that, and let's clear the air and see what happens. So to start off, I'd like to ask Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, what is the state of the relationship between Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey? Can you please give me any insight? I'm hearing 3, so let's see what 3 cards come through. Okay, the King of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and what's the state of the relationship as it stands right now? Wow, there's a lot being said. Okay, bottom of the deck here is the 10 of Swords, followed by the Ace of Wands and the 6 of Cups. Okay, so the overall energy is a feeling of, I'm hearing helplessness and also a weightiness to this, because this person's being held. What's interesting is my guides are telling me weightlessness. So it almost feels like there's this energy of like something being lightened or something being lifted from this carcass here in the 10 of Swords. It feels like there's going to be action towards something, because it's like now the painful situation that we're going to be touching base of or into is ending. There's going to be action. And there's also going to be, I'm hearing the 6 of Cups. I'm seeing the 6 of Cups, and I'm feeling like there's some insight that's going to be given. So there's someone here that cares about the 2 of them, someone here that cares about Steve in particular, that's going to be sharing information and insight for him. I feel like that strongly, like there's someone here that cares for the 2 of them, actually. So I'm feeling like it's not just Steve, it's also Marjorie. Interesting. So yeah, something is being lifted, a weight is being lifted off of this person who feels like they're in the 10 of Swords. We're going to find out who that is, and there's going to be action towards balancing the scales again. Excuse me. There's a lot of energy in the room. So, 1 second. Interesting. I'm hearing 26. Today's the 26th. I've been hearing that number for like 2 days, so it feels like a lot of insights coming out today for people. So when we have the King of Wands, let's start off. Current situation is the King of Wands. This is about action. Okay, we saw at the bottom of the deck that we had the Ace of Wands, so that tells me as a reader that there's a lot moving and there's a lot going on quickly. There's also this domineering energy here with the King of Wands. This is like someone who's also been usurped or usurped. This is usually when someone feels like their throne is at stake and they need to like act. They need to do something about it. I feel almost like a very combative energy with this card for some reason. In this situation, it feels more like combative and quick, fiery energy. There's anger. There's some kind of like anger towards something. It could be towards the reports or towards each other. We'll find out in a second, but there's like a lot of action. And I'm feeling hot-blooded energy, like someone who, you know how they say in stories and accounts of like people, not saying this is true, okay, just a disclaimer, but red-headed people being very fiery. The energy of that is coming through for the King of Wands. It feels like a very like bloodthirsty, like a lot, very base instinct coming through, like action. And we also have here the Ace of Pentacles, which is about opportunity. This is an insight that came to someone, because when I think of the coin, it's being presented to this person, presented to the relationship, because I'm seeing also like a union here, like seeing the bushes. Typically people get married at sites like that. I don't know why. I don't know if they got married at a site that was similar to this, but that's coming through. Like insight, information came through that led to this action that's coming through. A lot of communication is happening right now. I don't know who's talking to who, but I almost feel as though PR is talking between each other, trying to figure out how to address this situation right now. I'm hearing a flurry of activity is happening right now, and it will happen for the rest of the day today, the 26th. Okay, what is Steve bringing to the relationship that is highlighted or needs to be highlighted? Whoa. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Wands. Notorious cards for a lot of, there's a lot of conflict going on. Mentally, I feel as though he's going through mental conflict and mental torture. Not yet, actually, because the Nine of Swords is the one that has the mental torture. But this is when you're stuck in your mental space. You're trying to make sense out of something and you feel stuck. So he's feeling blinded, he's feeling blindsided, he's feeling cornered, and he's trying to understand what to do. The Five of Wands energy also can denote good or bad things. So all cards have something to bring to the table. Some are just bad. The Eight of Swords, I think, and the Ten of Wands are similar. They're just really usually negative cards, unless they're in reverse. But he had upright the Eight of Swords, confusion, and the Five of Wands, feeling some conflict. And I'm hearing inner turmoil, inner conflict is going on here. So the Five of Wands is usually about two or a number of forces opposing each other. There's some opposition on his end, and there's some confusion and blindsidedness on his. Let's go into, and also at the bottom of the deck is a Two of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. Defensiveness. You guys have got to see this. Defensiveness, being very protective and also very resilient, trying to get through it, and also not knowing what to do and what decision to make. A lot of conflicted energy coming through. Wow. He needs to come into balance, but right now he's just feeling really conflicted here. So what is Marjorie bringing to the relationship? I felt that card. Marjorie. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. The Ten of, whoa. Four of Wands, Ten of Wands, and Seven of Swords. That's about like, this is about having a burden in your marriage, because the Four of Wands is typically like the reunion or marriage card. Ten of Wands is about a really tough ending. Seven of Swords is about secrets, deception here. So it looks like there's like a lot of things coming up in regards to their relationship, and you know, this is something to take seriously. It's 3:33 on the clock as well right now as I'm doing this afternoon. So Four of Wands, Ten of, so it's about their marriage coming to this culmination where they're addressing lies and deceit. Because the Ten of Wands is the end of a really tough cycle. And I just said that about the Ten of Wands to you guys. That's one of those negative cards. It doesn't really look good no matter what. And the Seven of Swords in this case is about deceit, lies, trickery, running around with someone or doing something without the person knowing. So that's the overall energy for Marjorie, right? Then we have the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Emperor. She's trying to maintain control. Marjorie's trying to maintain control. So she's bringing control to the relationship. She brings planning. She brings looking ahead at the future, trying to figure out what to do about things. She tends to maybe be the planner in the couple. Between the two of them, she seems more of an active energy of like planning, making sure things are working out. Right now, though, she's trying to plan on what to do. She's trying to remain on her throne. She's trying to remain vigilant. I'm also feeling like she's not really taking ownership. When I see this energy, it feels like more like I'm trying to defend myself. It's a very more so like I'm going to operate my masculine energy and address like the reality. I'm going to take take a hold of my truth, and I'm going to say on top of my throne what I really feel. And it doesn't feel like apologetic in any way. It feels more like a headstrong energy. Wands, and the Emperor. That's Aries energy all around. I'm not sure if she's an Aries, but that could be something to talk about here. She has a lot of wands in her court. Now I'm noticing this card here in the top of this deck. We had the Queen of Wands in reverse when I took the card out. So she's acting in a very, wow. She has the Queen of Wands and they had the King of Wands in their situation, in the state of their relationship. So this tells me that she's headstrong. She's not willing to admit, or she's not willing to back down and to say she's apologetic. She's very headstrong, but if it's in reverse, typically it's like when you're destabilized, or when you're not, you're operating out of some negative traits, or more so negative aspects of this card, which could mean the fire, the hot-blooded, defensive energy that I'm feeling right now. Interesting. Okay, so that's what we have so far going on. I'm going to put these back. Okay, let's shuffle up the deck. What is their potential? Let's move all of these around together as partners. What is the potential together for Marjorie Harvey and Steve Harvey? I'm feeling this card strongly. What is the potential together? Wow. So they want me to address his and her end. What I mean by that is, in between the two of them, their potential is the Hermit. It's self-reflection. It's seeing things that are hidden, understanding like the true depths of the reason why things happened the way that they happened. So far, I feel like there's a defensive energy coming off of her and a conflicted energy coming off of him. We'll see if it truly happened, because this could either just be something that came out as a lie, that it distorted some information and actually made her look a certain way, and they're trying to come to grips with who they are, understanding what they stand for, if they're truly going to stick it out or continue to communicate on what's going on. This is a really introspective energy. So this is their potential, is not a bad thing. It just means that they're going to take some time to really deeply think about the situation and understand it. We also have the the Magician. I'm also seeing the Moon card, which is about like hidden stuff. The hidden stuff is going to be coming through. And I think they're going to have a heart-to-heart, or need to have a heart-to-heart in order to really confront this. Because if you're feeling conflicted about what you hear, it means you believe it. So if he's conflicted right now, there's something he believes about the situation. He could be conflicted with her, but it feels like between the two, that's what he's coming through as. We also have, so Magician is usually about the energy of being in control, free will, autonomy. The High Priestess is about trusting your instincts. There's a lot of instinctual things that they have between them, meaning before they heard this, I feel as though he latched onto this news because he had an intuition or an intuitive nudging that this was the case. I feel as though this isn't meant to happen. This information was meant to come out in order to have them ask the big questions. What are we doing, and are we going to stay together? Are we going to stick it out? Are we going to, is our relationship strong enough to test this, like to go through this test? This is the introspection they're going through right now. Also, the Magician is about choosing each other. Like, are we going to choose to stick it out and stay with each other, or are we going to listen to what we've been hearing on the inside? What has our heart been telling us about our relationship all along before this came out? We also have the Lovers. Yeah, their potential together is really balancing the bridge between, the valley between them, because when I see the Lovers, I think of the valley between them after after the serpent deceived Eve in the story, if you were to go along the biblical account of things. After they were separated, after they were able to see themselves naked, like, what are we going to do now? Now that we see ourselves for who we are, or see a situation for what it is, are we going to choose each other, or are we going to leave and separate? There's this ultimatum or this decision that has to come. That's the potential for them, is to recognize what was always there. If they had some nudging towards they needed to stay together or to separate, if this is enough for them to say, hey, I can't take the rumors. I can't take the deceit. I can't take the mistrust. What should we do about it? So their potential is really eye-opening. They're going to have to come to grips with what they've always thought about each other or felt up to this point. The Ace of Cups, the Death card, and the Three of Cups is here. This is about third party as well. So it feels as though they're trying to say, we had love, why did we share it with another? Or if the concept comes up, what are we going to do about the concept of other people? Like, is there other people on both ends? They're starting to really consider things. I'm feeling this card strongly for the next question. So their potential together is very transformative because they have so much love here, but they also chose each other. There's power in the fact that they chose each other and that they're meant to be together. The Hermit makes me feel like they're learning big lessons here. Now we have two cards for what lessons they're learning. The Six of Cups, about their contract. Because when I think of the Six of Cups, I think of nostalgia, of how we met each other, how we fell in love, how we came to be in this relationship, remembering all of the good times, and also remembering the soulmate connection, because they could be just really, really drawn to each other and really resonated with each other when they first met. You'll see this person here giving that gift to the person there. It's like a love. There's a love between them. And they're addressing and assessing the past and also the present. Is it still there? Is the love still there? So they're learning about kind of looking back and about assessing their relationship. And we also have the Page of Pentacles. Now, I don't know for sure yet about the Page of Pentacles, whether it is the person, third party, if there is a third party at all. This person, this could be a person. This could also denote an energy of working it out. So they're learning also how to work on the relationship as well, because this is about, like, usually when you learn something, you're training for something. They could be working at this flaw or this. I'm feeling like they feel like this situation is showing them some weaknesses that they need to address, because maybe they weren't spending enough time together and they feel like they were missing out on time with each other, and that might have introduced the idea that they were not close. They're trying to address what they can work on in a relationship. That is what lessons they can learn from this relationship, is assessing the past, assessing their present, and assessing what lessons they've learned. I'm also feeling this card, which is the Ten of Swords. Yeah, learning about the pain and wondering, it feels as though they're trying to see if there's pain lingering that makes them doubt each other. Specifically, Steve doubting her. Like, this is addressing pain that he's experiencing. If he's feeling the conflict, he's feeling so conflicted and torn. Why are you feeling that way? The energy of being tortured, the energy of not trusting your partner. So they're addressing that. Wow, okay, so we have the Devil and the Ten of Pentacles, something trying to come in between their family. They see this as an obstruction, is what I'm hearing. Something that's like coming between them and they don't like it. What should they pay close attention to, Spirit? Feeling those? Wow. What should they pay close attention to? Okay, yeah, their marriage. They should pay close attention to how they're growing if they're growing together. Now, this whole reading has been about them assessing their past and reassessing it and seeing if they should still stay together. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. If they're willing to work on this, they should pay close attention on allowing themselves to work on the relationship and to not pass each other by. I feel like they get really busy. That's coming through. Addressing the pain. This feels like past experiences, past pain. So I don't know if someone stepped out of the relationship in the past, but that's coming through. Like, of whether what they've learned and grown in is truly happening. Like, they might have even had therapy. They might have even had, like, confidants that they talked to about a situation in the past. And now this is opening up wounds. This is reopening wounds, because we also have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So that's telling me that, wow, that's telling me that they're looking at and they're paying close attention to their family. If this family is breaking up, if they're truly happy, okay? So just to recap what we got, there was a very fiery energy. There was information and insight that came out, as we all know, and there was a lot of communication. On his end, there was confusion, there was conflict. On her end, there was more so a defensiveness and more so standing on your throne, standing your ground. So she feels as though she's justified in some way, and we're going to find out if it happened or not, if she did cheat on him. But we know that they're bringing a lot of insight, a lot of love, and also a lot of growth to the relationship. They had to do a lot of growing separate before they came into a relationship. And we looked at their potential. They have a lot of potential because they've loved, and they also have learned to love each other. And they have a lot of love from the past that's still present. So they need to pay close attention to any past hurts, and also their scheduling to prevent them from walking away from each other here. So I hope that helps. I'm going to go into the last question. Wow, the devil's coming back again. Are the rumors true, Spirit, that Marjorie Harvey did cheat on Steve Harvey? Is it true? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Bottom of the deck here is the Ace of Pentacles, or the Ace of Wands, the Fool, and the Four of Pentacles. Yes. So the accounts are true. And the reason why I'm going to say this is because this feels like it was something over time, a long period of time. This feels like something that has been happening for quite some time. And I'm going to get more insight on this, okay? But yeah, there was a lot of, there was like a spark between her and these people, because I feel like the Ace of Wands typically is either, it has a sexual connotation, or it means approaching something, inspired by something. And there was like a feeling, a sense of newness with these relationships, and they weren't disclosed. Ace of Swords. So yeah, she's really defensive about this. She's not willing to come to say the truth, to say what's going on, because the Four of Pentacles is about withholding information. She's being very protective of her information, and there may be more. Wow, I hate to say that, but there may be other people. So she's been feeling freer. She feels like they're hers. They belong to her, like in the sense of like, these experiences belong to me. Yeah, because she had like a number of attractions for other people, because I just saw the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant within the relationship. There were other people that were temptations for her, and she felt really drawn to these people. She felt happy with the situation as it was. She wasn't upset about it whatsoever. Can we get some clarity on what her thought process was before we close? What was Marjorie? Thank you, Spirit Guides. What was Marjorie's feelings towards these relationships? What was Marjorie Harvey's feelings towards these relationships? Wow, so we had a couple of things come through. Let me just get some here that's coming in. So the first card we had was Courtship, Child. We had Coffin, Thief, Occupation, Family Room, and Sudden Wealth. Wow. Bottom of the deck is False Person, House, Community. Interesting. 1 second. So what I'm getting here from this situation is that after she had children, there's something notable that we need to know about. After she had children, the relationship with her and Harvey soured. So there was some like, yeah, so she felt like there was a side of her, there was a part of her that ended, or something that was lost after her children were born. She felt like there was something being taken from her, and thus she worked on her family. Her focus was on her family, on working towards making herself feel with the occupation and family room, feel enriched or to feel alive. She had to like work and perform in order to feel good about herself, because it feels as though she felt like she wasn't truly who she wanted to be after her children were born. We have false person, the house, and community. She felt like she was a stranger. And also I'm getting slave. She felt like she was a slave to her family. She felt like she was trying to please her family, trying to be enough for her family, but she didn't feel like that. I would like to see what her light attributes and karmic attributes are. I'm feeling these two cards are going to be enough for us. So light attribute is advocate, inspires you to put compassion into action. And I'm feeling like this is the karmic one. Judge, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So she saw her authority in her family. She saw her authority as a mother, but I felt as though it wasn't enough for her, because she felt like it was kind of like her life was going like kind of meaningless. It felt like she wasn't really enriched or happy as just a mother. I think the perception of being a mother, she didn't really feel like she had much going on more than that. And I feel like she tried to go into her occupation more, try to focus on having something to distract herself, but she felt like this made her feel more alive, having these relationships. Yeah. Some things in her family had to change. Like, she communicated about this too. I feel like she just wasn't satisfied. Is there anything you'd like to say about this, Spirit? Okay, we have, yeah, here she comes again, right? She felt like she was living a lie. Interesting. Let me just put these back. It's telling us a story here. So we have Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Seven of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and the Devil. It helped her stay in balance, but it was a really bad addiction. What I mean by that is she was like into or really attracted by the idea and the allure of something new and young. I'm not sure if they're younger than Steve Harvey, but it feels like she just felt really passionately about these affairs, and she was very defensive towards them. That's that Seven of Wands I told you about. It helped her balance herself out because she felt like she wasn't being given much in the relationship. She felt like there wasn't an equal give and take. There may have been love, but there wasn't like some desire she had it wasn't being satisfied. So yes, it did happen, and it's really formed a block for them in their relationship. They have to come to grips with it. Yeah, something has ended in the relationship. That's what I'm feeling strongly. So that's what I have for you guys today. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is you'd like to do to support me as I share the truth or share just the insights that I get from tarot. I feel like this is onto something. So definitely let me know in the comments below what you think or feel about this reading. Also feel free to subscribe. Sub to the scribe is what I like to say for more content like this. I like to touch base on things that start out as gossip and try to provide any insight that I can and confirmations for people that know the two of them. So if you guys know anything about them and you'd like to share, let me know in the comments below. But that is what I'll leave you with for now, and you take care. Bye.